Good morning, everyone. My name is Madupe Oletunji, and I'm the project coordinator for our Commissions and My Fair webinar series. Today's presenters are Ava Attari and alongside Shoshana Hicks from Michigan Reconnect. The Michigan Women's Commission was created by statute in 1968 with 15 commissioners who are appointed by governor to serve 3-year terms. The Women's Commission's duties include reviewing status of women in Michigan, directing attention to critical problems in confronting women, and recognizing women's accomplishments and contributions to Michigan. Because our most recent surveys and conversations with women around Michigan found an overwhelming emphasis on economic security issues, Governor Whitmer moved our commission to the MI Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity to ensure productive collaborations that will benefit women's prosperity around our state. You can learn more about Michigan Women's Commission at Michigan.gov/MWC. Last fall, the U.S. Department of Labor Women's Bureau awarded us a FAIR grant, and FAIR stands for Fostering Access, Rights, and Equity. And the purpose is to help women workers who earn low wages access their employment rights and benefits. Thanks to this FAIR grant, the Michigan Women's Commission is proud to launch a new monthly MR FAIR webinar series to share this information with women around our state. Each month, we will focus on a different benefit program or workplace right, such as today's presentation about Michigan Reconnect, or next month's presentation on adult education and other pathways to higher wages. Every webinar and related resources will be shared on the Commission's website, and you can quickly access all of that again at Michigan.gov/FAIR. I am pleased now to welcome you to our second MI FAIR webinar, and today's topic is Michigan Reconnect. Before we get started, I want to let the participants know you can turn on your closed captioning by going to the side where it says more, and it will have a tablet or button where it will allow you to see the transcripts. And use the chat box as you feel free to ask questions during the presentation. You will also be able to revisit this presentation today after today's recording and slides are posted at our website at Michigan.gov/FAIR. And now I am excited to pass the mic to Ava Attari from Michigan Reconnect. Thank you, guys.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having us here today. My name is Ava Attari, and I am with the Office of 60 by 30 within the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity, or LEO. Here on the slide, you can see our LEO logo. So the Office of 60 by 30 is working to help Michigan reach its goal of increasing the number of working age Michiganders who hold a degree or a skills certificate to 60% by the year 2030. Governor Whitmer first announced this state goal at her first State of the State address in 2019 when we were at 45%. And today we're at 49%. If we can achieve this goal, we can help to close the state's skills gap, the gap between what skills jobs require and what skills Michiganders have, helping Michiganders to find better jobs with better paychecks. So to help reach this goal, Governor Whitmer and our legislature came together to pass the Michigan Reconnect Scholarship Program, which was launched in February 2021. Here on the slide, you can see the logo for the Michigan Reconnect program. This scholarship is the largest effort in state history to ensure that more than 4.1 million Michiganders who are 25 or older and do not yet have a college degree have an opportunity to achieve their educational and career goals. So if you're wondering whether you qualify for the scholarship program, there are 4 criteria to consider. The first is that you must be at least 25 years old. You must be a Michigan resident for at least a year by the start of the semester. You must have a high school diploma or its equivalent. So that could be a GED or a certificate of completion. And you must not have yet earned an associate degree or higher. The scholarship can be used at any of Michigan's public community colleges, including the state's 3 tribal colleges, to pursue a Pell-eligible skills certificate or an associate degree in any field. Michigan Reconnect is a last dollar scholarship, which offers free in-district tuition, mandatory fees, and contact hours. And by last dollar, I mean that if you qualify for other federal or state funding, those awards will be applied to those costs that I mentioned first, and then Michigan Reconnect will be applied. If you don't qualify for any other federal or state funding, that's okay. Michigan Reconnect will still cover those costs. Now, I mentioned in district here a couple of times, and what that means is that if you attend a community college, or if you're planning to attend a community college that does not consider you to be in district to their institution, they will charge you at an in-district tuition rate. If you are not considered in district by their institution, you will be charged by the college at an out-of-district tuition rate. So Michigan Reconnect will still pay up to the in-district tuition rate, no matter which of the public community colleges you attend. But if you attend a college that considers you to be out of district, there's going to be a cost difference between that in-district tuition rate and the out-of-district tuition rate. You might be required to pay out of pocket for that difference unless you qualify for other aid that can cover that difference. So if you're interested in participating in the scholarship program, there are a few steps that you'll need to take first to get started. The first one is to apply for the scholarship program. So you can do this by going online to our website. It's Michigan.gov/reconnect. And you can click community college and then apply today. And it will take you directly to our online application. If you're having technical issues while you're trying to apply, or if you don't have access to the application online, our partners at the Michigan Department of Treasury have a customer care center phone number. And that can be found here on the slide and on our website and throughout the application as well, that you can contact, and they will assist you with applying over the phone. The application, whether you're calling in or doing it online, takes about 5 minutes to complete and doesn't require any additional documents to submit the application. Part of the application does require creating a username and password if you're applying online for the Michigan Department of Treasury's student portal system. And this system allows you to check your application status online. It's also how the college can identify you as a Reconnect applicant and request your scholarship award. So if you're calling over the phone, this will automatically happen, and you can work with the Department of Treasury to access this information online. And even if you apply over the phone, the college will still have access to all of your information to be able to award you. The scholarship is a reimbursement. So the college will request the amount that you qualify for, and then that amount will be removed from your college bill. So that's how you'll receive the scholarship. If you meet the criteria of the program, you'll be able to successfully submit the scholarship application. Upon submitting the application, it will immediately notify you you've been accepted, and it will outline your next steps. And you'll also receive an automatic email with that information as well. So those steps are to then apply and be admitted to a community college or tribal college, a public one in Michigan, to submit your federal application, federal aid application, or also called a Fafsa. I mentioned in my last slide that Michigan Reconnect is applied after other federal or state aid for which you qualify. So filing your Fafsa is a required step that allows for us to better understand what aid you might qualify first. The next step is to enroll in a minimum of at least 6 credits towards your program of study, whichever Pell eligible associate degree or skill certificate you plan to pursue. If you're already enrolled in school and want to utilize the scholarship, you absolutely can. You'll just want to ensure that you have the appropriate FAFSA on file and that you're enrolled in a minimum of 6 credits towards your program of study for the scholarship to be applied. If you've already completed a certificate, as long as you don't have an associate degree or higher yet, that's okay. It does not disqualify you from applying to the scholarship program. So once you've completed all the steps required to participate in the scholarship and you've already started your first semester, there are some requirements that you'll need to keep in mind to keep the award. So every year you'll need to make sure that you continue to be a Michigan resident, that you file the Fafsa or the free application for federal student aid that I mentioned, be enrolled at least half-time, so that's a minimum of 6 credits for at least 2 semesters within a year, and maintain a cumulative 2.0 GPA in the courses you take towards your program of study. Your institution will calculate that GPA for you at the end of each year. And while there is a GPA requirement, I did want to note that it does not include your GPA before you become a Michigan Reconnect participant. So this can be a blank slate for students who've had a challenging academic history. So as long as you keep meeting these 4 requirements every year, you can maintain the award for at least 4 years since you start participating in the scholarship program, or once you've earned an associate degree, whichever one comes first. So one of the things that we really wanted to do in order to provide interested applicants or applicants who are just want to learn more about the scholarship program after they've applied, we've created some resources on our scholarship website that I wanted to share and have listed here on the slide. So the first is our frequently asked questions or FAQ page. This is where you can go if you want to learn more about the scholarship program. It tries to cover a wide range of topics from, how much does it offer, or how much does it pay for, or what does it cover, to am I eligible, and then to the next steps that you would need to take to get enrolled and to participate in the scholarship program. Next is our calculating your cost page. Michigan Reconnect is tuition specific funding. So as I mentioned, it covers in-district tuition, mandatory fees, and contact hours. So there are costs that Michigan Reconnect doesn't cover that are important to share with you as well. Some common examples of costs that the scholarship does not cover are course-specific fees, lab fees, athletic fees, parking fees, any one-time fees that might be specific to you as a student, or books. So this page helps to remind you of what costs are covered by the scholarship and what are not, so that you can plan ahead. So I'm linking them here in the slides, and I know that the Women's Commission will be sharing these slides as well, so you'll have the direct links when you receive them. And like I mentioned, they're also on our website, Michigan.gov/reconnect. The next one I want to mention is our Veterans and Service Members page. It's dedicated to providing information to veterans and service members about additional federal resources, on-campus support, or other Michigan-specific scholarships. Our Check Your Application Status page allows you to check your application status for the scholarship online. And if you're not able to check the application online, as I mentioned previously, you can contact the Michigan Department of Treasury's Customer Care Center phone number, and they can check it for you and help provide any information that you might need. Our college checklist page provides some additional information and resources for completing those 3 steps that I mentioned that you need to take to participate in the scholarship program. So if you're not sure how to file your Fafsa, what you need to apply to college, or how to get enrolled in classes, we've got some helpful tips that can help walk you through those steps. And lastly, I wanted to mention our list of colleges page. This includes a list, but also a map view of all of the institutions that are eligible for Michigan Reconnect. So all of the public community colleges and tribal colleges within Michigan. You can also put in your zip code or your county, and then find the eligible institution that's nearest you. And there's contact information as well for the colleges in case you want to reach out to them directly to learn more about what programs they offer, how to apply for their institution, and if you're considered in district by them as well. I also wanted to mention that in addition to our online resources, once you submit your application for Michigan Reconnect successfully, your information will be sent to our navigators. And we have a team of about 10 navigators, and in about 10 to 15 business days from when you submit your scholarship application, and it's accepted, one of our navigators from our office will reach out to you by email to offer their services and supports. Navigators serve as a single point of contact for adults pursuing a college degree or skill certificate under the Michigan Reconnect program. So they're institution neutral. They're not meant to replace any aid or support that your community or your institution offers, but are really there to act as a consistent point of contact that you can reach out to if you have questions, and they can help connect you to the right individuals if you need help for a specific issue. So like I mentioned, they're a liaison or connection between you as the student and the college, or to members of the community with different organizations. They help with a range of issues. They can help answer your questions about the scholarship program. They can help set you a career goal or work with you to set a career goal. They can help you apply to college. They can help you complete the Fafsa. They can help you choose a program of study and register for classes, and even connect you with other types of wraparound services to help support you on your academic journey. So each navigator is remotely assigned to a region across the state and to a college or colleges within that region. They are assigned to you based on where you indicate in the scholarship application you plan to enroll. So even if you're not sure where you plan to attend, or if you change your mind about where you want to enroll, we'll still connect you with a navigator and they'll still support you. It's not mandatory to work with one, but we know that the college going experience or process can be a lot to take on when you're already working, you have a full life. It's been a while since maybe you've applied to school, and we want to ensure that all of our applicants are offered this opportunity and aware of it to get the support that they need. So this slide features photos of our current navigators. We're actually in the process of adding a 10th navigator as one of our team members is leaving. But each navigator has a caseload of applicants they work with and meet throughout the week. You can meet with them during the evenings and even on the weekends. Advising appointments are offered over the phone or online via Zoom or Teams. Their contact information is available on our website in case you want to reach out to them proactively. But as I mentioned earlier, all applicants will receive an email from a navigator once you've submitted an application to us. So as an additional resource, our navigators actually began hosting weekly virtual Fafsa completion sessions every Wednesday at 5 p.m. to help support maybe some one-on-one attention that you might need. We know that the Fafsa can be a huge barrier to those wanting to return to school. And these sessions are designed to help answer questions about the Fafsa and remove that barrier for folks. So lastly, I just wanted to share some kind of reminders about why you should apply to Reconnect. So if you submit an application in 5 minutes or less, you'll know if you're eligible for free or discounted tuition. That can be a huge support to you if you're thinking about whether you want to go back to school and whether or not it's financially feasible for you. It's a blank slate program. So while there is a minimum GPA requirement, this GPA is specific to while you're a Michigan Reconnect participant. It does not include your GPA before you became a participant. It will cover repeated courses. So if you fail a course while using Michigan Reconnect, the scholarship will continue to cover you until you pass the class and then have one more time after that. It'll still cover you if you fail the course, but it won't cover that repeated course for more than 2 times. As long as you're meeting the requirements to maintain the scholarship program. And as I mentioned, our navigators are here to help. They hold a wealth of knowledge and expertise about how to navigate going back to school so that you don't have to do it all alone. And lastly, I just want to just mention that, by using this scholarship, you could be making a difference for yourself and for others as well. We've seen a lot of really inspiring messages from our participants who are adults and have children or even grandchildren who have applied and are using it and are sharing with us that they feel like they're encouraging or inspiring their kids or grandkids. And we love to hear that. So we hope that you'll apply if it's right for you. And we look forward to providing any support that we can.
Thank you so much, Ava, for your presentation. So these slides will be shared on Michigan Women's Commissions and My Fair website at Michigan.gov/fair. And right now, this will be the time. If anyone has any questions or comments, please feel free to add it in the chat box. While we're waiting, Ava, so how much funding does Michigan Reconnect assist applicants with?
Great question. So there is no minimum or maximum amount. It will really depend on how much federal or other state aid the student might qualify for. As I mentioned, Michigan Reconnect covers up to the in-district tuition rate, mandatory fees, and contact hours. So if they don't qualify for any federal or other state aid, Michigan Reconnect will cover those costs completely.
Okay. Also, just again, feel free to add any more questions in the chat box. So if applicants receive scholarships outside of Michigan Reconnect, are they still eligible to receive some help from Michigan Reconnect?
So I think it will depend on the situation. So in some cases, students receive maybe a full federal Pell Grant. And so in that semester specifically, the student might not receive Michigan Reconnect. But if you're participating in our program, we'll still provide all of the supports. So our navigators are still there to help support the student. If there are any additional grants, currently we have wraparound services wraparound grants that our current participants could be eligible for. A student who is participating in our scholarship program who maybe has a full Pell Grant could still receive or still be eligible for one of our wraparound grants. So there's still lots of supports that we offer, even if it's not in the cost of an actual scholarship amount.
Okay. And lastly, so how many times can applicants apply if the first time doesn't work out, or there's just certain circumstances? Is there a restriction of how many times they could apply?
No, there's no restriction in terms of if you, I'll say this, you only have to submit an application once. So if you submit your application, but you decide, you know what, this isn't the right time for me, I need a little bit more time before I get started, that's okay. You have to just submit your Fafsa. Once you file your Fafsa, it will just kind of reactivate your scholarship application, and it will let us know that you want to, take part in it now. If you don't maintain the scholarship while you have it, if you lose the scholarship, then you won't be able to apply again. Once you lose it, you've lost it.
Okay. And again, anyone feel free to add any more last questions in the chat box or Q&A. All righty. I want to thank Ava and Jishana for allowing us to share more resources about Michigan Reconnect. Our next MI Fair webinar will focus on adult education and will take place on Wednesday, September 14th. Details coming soon to the Commission's website and social media. Thank you everyone for joining us. And again, our presentation and slides will be posted at Michigan.gov/fair. Thanks for everyone, and everyone take care.
Thank you.